Our next talk is the wonderful team from Out of the Bit. Now, they made a fantastic game at the back end of last year called Full Void. And we have got some of the team here to talk about it. Please welcome Leo and Ali from Out of the Bit.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
It's great to be here. We are very, very excited to be here today, together with Leo. Thank you to the organizer for this fantastic event that they put together. It's really great to see it, to be here and be part of the community. Because it's really, like John said before, it's really about the community, connecting with people, making friends. It's like a band. We play together, we get input from other people. Just even not part of the team, but other developers, friends, they play your game, they'll give you their feedback. It's valuable. So we can start with the presentation.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, so that's the company, Out of the Bit. So Tom was supposed to be here, but he's not well today. So we send him our best wishes to get back well soon. So we got me, I'm Ali, the company director, and we got Leo with us.
Yeah, I'm one of the artists that worked Out of a Bit. Works.
So, yeah, we can move to the next slide. Okay, so we are here to talk about Full Void, which is a cinematic puzzle platformer. It's set in a dystopian future, and you play as a young kid alone. You have to figure out what happens in the story. The story is told with no dialogues or text. We use environmental storytelling to tell the story, and again, single-player games is a kind of a throwback to classic cinematic puzzle platformers. Full Void is available on Steam, Mac, PC, Linux, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox. We're also on Evercade as well. Now a little bit about the company. So I started Out of the Bit in 2008. It's a long time ago now. People told me it was very hard to make a living out of video games. It was my dream. That's why I moved from Italy to follow my dream, to make games. And I decided, I had no mortgage, no kids at the time. And I said, it's the right time to try something new. You can try any time, by the way. And I started making classic games, board games, games for iOS. The App Store just launched at the time. And I saw the opportunity to start my own company. All you needed was a laptop and some creativity. And I started making more complex games slowly. We made some classic retro-inspired games, Super Arcade Racing and Super Arcade Football, and which were the first game that we released on PC as well. So kind of growing the company slowly, one step at a time. Some people, you can do it in one shot if you're lucky, or you can do it slowly. So every little game brings more revenue, every little helps, and then you can build your fan base or customer base slowly with time. So that's how we did it. And we can move to the next one. Yeah. And I guess Leo can talk a bit more about the game. So I took care of the programming for the game, all the coding. And Leo, Miles, and Tom did all the pixel art and the animation. And I have to say, it's fantastic to work with artists. I really get a kick out of working with the talented artists that do handcrafted animations. So.
All right, thank you very much, Ali. So I'm Leo, one of the artists that worked at Out of the Bit. And to give a brief background, I graduated from University of the Arts London in illustration in 2021. And I was looking for internships at that time, and Ali took me in. And I joined the company around the early stages of this game, when we're still kind of developing the whole concept of the game, the world building, what even is like our goal, our message, and things like that. So when I joined, all we knew is we want to make this story-based puzzle platformer that's set in a dystopian future, right? So I got to basically be part of the whole development from start to finish for Full Void. The game is entirely in 2D pixel art. It's in 320 by 180. No upscaling or 3D or anything. And yeah, it focuses on this immersive storytelling. Like Ali said, we have no text in the game. It's entirely told through the environments you go through and the actions and yeah, basically everything that you see on screen. And it has a focus on kind of ambient sound, setting the mood, kind of. It's meant to keep you on edge and kind of always be aware of what could be coming next. It's meant to be a family-friendly horror game. So it came from Ali. Ali had the idea that essentially he wanted to play some, like scarier games with his kids, but all of them have gore or, just things that kids can't see or you don't really want to show them. So we thought it would be a nice concept to kind of have a game that's scary and has jump scares and tension, but anyone can play still. Yeah. The game drew a lot of inspiration from retro games, and I think Ali is the one for that.
Yeah. Why is that? That's fine. So yeah, very good point, Leo. So I got 2 kids, and I love games like modern games, even like Limbo and Inside. But you can't really play. My kids are quite squeamish. They don't like any any violence or gore. So I can't really play those games with them, which is a shame because they're lovely games. There are so many good puzzles, but I can't do it. So I said, okay, I'm going to make a game together with the rest of the team, and we'll make it so it's scary, but the whole family can enjoy it. And even though the game is single player, you can take turns, and everyone can pitch in to solve the puzzle, which is what we like. So a bit more about my background. So I grew up in the 80s in Sicily, south of Italy, and I had a BBC Micro. So I asked my parents for a Commodore 64. They went and bought me a BBC Micro. I said, well, I'll just learn this one then. But it was a great choice because it came with a lovely manual with BBC Basics, and I just was translated in Italian. I got the manual and I learned on my own to program, and I loved it. And then my friends had the Commodore 64, so we get to exchange games sometimes. Computers, and then I went on to the Amiga, which is my love, and I love the Amiga scene. And even though it was a small town in Sicily, there was a club about the Amiga where people would hack stuff or put stuff together, create demos. It was insane, and I learned a lot from that. And so I grew up with those computers, and I love games like Another World and Flashback, all those classic puzzle platformers. And I thought, then everything went to 3D, and 3D is great, but we kind of lost a little bit to see like the hand of the artist, and we lost that touch. Okay, I can recognize, it's like when you read comic books, you can see the hand of the artist, and this is a bit lost when you got 50 people working on 3D high-resolution graphics. So I kind of wanted to bring it back together with modern tech, which anyway means we can have bigger games, more animations. If you wanted to do something like Full Void on the Amiga Mega Drive, you could, but you couldn't put lots of animations. With Full Void, we got like 6,000 handmade animations in the game, and that Leo, Tom, and Miles put together. And it's something that we can do nowadays, and not many companies do that. So that's what we wanted to do with. It's a bit of a company mission. It's what we want to do with Full Void as well. So again, that's the idea. Full Void draws inspiration from the classics, but kind of puts more animation and more content into the game.
Yeah, and on the topic of animations, this was going to be Tom's part, but he's not here, so I'll cover for him. Tom graduated in animation. I don't really remember which university it was. I'm sorry. But yeah, he joined the company in the later stages of Full Void when we were really trying to bring it up to next level, polish it, and make sure that everything is like a perfect experience for the player. So we had Tom join us since he specialized in animation, and our game has a lot of those, a lot of custom hand-drawn ones. He happened to be the perfect fit. He is quite a big fan of horror and gothic things, so I'm pretty sure the moment he saw the game, when he was joining us, he was like, this is right up my alley. And he helped us, he brought a bunch of animation techniques and knowledge to the table that we didn't know. and he really helped us bring everything up to the quality that we wanted to have, which is great. Did I miss anything for Tom's part?
No, you got it.
Yeah, and Ali will speak to you about the power of limitations.
Yeah, even though I mentioned before we got more memory and more processing power nowadays, it's still good to have some limitations sometimes when you develop something. So we decided to use a resolution which is 320 by 180, which means 16 by 9 tiles, 20 by 20 pixels. And that way we made sure each movement of the main character goes from A to B, and we can connect all the animations. So we know at the end of the animation, we are again on the next tiles. This makes the game quite unique in terms of gameplay, because it really gives weight to the player. And once you get to know the controls, which happens quite soon in the game, then you really feel connected with the game. A bit like the original Prince of Persia, if you remember. It's got that momentum, it's quite unique, but then once you get used to it, it's quite satisfying. The same also for the sprites. So we use our own custom engine to make the game, and we got our own animation format that allow us to pack a lot of data into animations. And we got a limit of 256 colors per sprite, so it's not too bad, and we can really, really maximize the memory that we got for the animations.
What we want to point out about Full Void, which we think makes it really unique, is that it doesn't have parallax or side-scrolling. It's very much like Prince of Persia. You have the screen that you walk through yourself, and once you leave the screen, you enter the next screen, which really helped us design puzzles that kind of keep you on edge. You don't know what's going to be in the next room, and quite often it would make you rely on leaps of faith as well. Again, to push the entire narrative. And aside from that, it gave us a lot of leeway art-wise for the backgrounds. We got to get very creative with composition and perspective and everything. And so we got the chance to also draw a lot of inspiration from real artworks, composition-wise and mood-wise. And together with that, we combine everything with the sound, the ambient sound, and these eerie kind of sound effects and jump scares, which Robin Powell and Jack Addison did an amazing job at. Robin took care of all the Amiga mod and synth music, and Jack took care of all the sound effects that will give you the spook of your life, hopefully.
Yeah, well said, Leo. Towards the end of the game, when we got Jack on board and he put really ambient sound in every section, really the game made a massive jump forward. It's like watching horror films without music and then putting music on. The music is like 50% of the atmosphere. And so we're very, very pleased, like I said, that we're here tonight and will be part of the award. We're pleased to be in the Subscribers' Choice Award and Physical Release of the Year. That's already, we don't need to win. We are super happy to be part of it. That's fantastic. And I want to stress that, yeah.
Thank you.
And funny story, events like this are super important. The reason Full Void is on Evercade is because we came to Nottingham in 2022 in December, by an event organized by the same people. And we got in contact with Mark and Liam from Evercade Evolution magazine. And without prompting, they emailed the people at Blaze, said, look, this company's got nice games. They will be a good fit for your platform. And the CTO and the CEO of Blaze got in contact with us. Thanks to them, again, unprompted. And I got an email. They got to the studio. They saw that we were working on Full Void. And they said, we like this game. We want to make this the first single game cartridge for the Evercade. And it was, honestly, it came from Mark and Liam, and an event like this. It came from real events. It wasn't, it just happened. So that's why it's important to be around and connect with people, because amazing stuff happens. It's really a pleasure for us after 2 years of work on the game to see the game in the hands of people. Please do come and try the game at the stand. We'd love to talk to you and answer all your questions and connect with you as well. Yeah, and again, just to stress that now that we've done Full Void, we've got the same team. We want to work on other projects, and the idea, the mission for the company is really to bring forward the idea of handcrafted games. So what we want to provide is beautiful handcrafted frame-by-frame animations that you don't see as much nowadays. And again, use our own engines and technology to show thousands of animations that people can experience when playing our games. So, thank you so much. As for the questions, we'll wait in our stand, okay? Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.